Hey guys, to begin today's 5th grade worksheets, we will be starting off with algebra. So for this one, I will be doing example 3 since it's a bit more different than 1 and 2 because normally you would subtract, but for number 3, it is a bit different. So obviously this first number is going to be bigger than both this and this. So how do you get the bigger number? If you only have these two values, well, you're going to add them. You're going to bring this negative to the other side. Obviously, this becomes 0 because 521 minus 521 is 0. And you're going to add these two, and you get 2,321. And obviously, that's bigger than both those, so you can automatically tell it would work, and you can just check it. You can do 2,321 minus 521, and it should equal to 1,800. Next, we will be multiplying fractions. So multiplying fractions is probably the easiest thing to do with fractions. So for example, number 4. So these numbers are a little big. So now you can do this two ways. You can straight multiply, or we can make it a little easier on ourselves and turn these fractions a little simpler by cross multiplying. So let's just kind of see if we can reduce anything. Okay, so let's start with 7 and 8. Well, 7 and 8, they don't have any common factors, so we can't do anything, so we're not going to touch it. However, for 3 and 15, they do have a common factor of 3. So we're going to divide 3 and 15 by 3. So if you do 3 divided by 3, you get 1. 15 divided by 3, you get 5. You get 5. And so now you're going to multiply the new numbers across. 1 times 8 is 8 over 5 times 7, or 7 times 5 is 35. And we can't reduce it any further, so this is your new answer. Next, we will be dividing decimals. However, this will be a little more difficult since we have some missing numbers. So let's do number 4 together. So as you can see, this second value is gone. So for situations like this, what would you do? You would divide. What would you divide? You would divide 0.6. And this would 0.6 divided by 0.6 equals 1. And we have 8.1 divided by 0.6. So now let's focus on that. So if you remember how to divide decimals, you always need the second number you're dividing by to be a whole number. And there is one decimal, so you'll only need to move it once to the right, and what you do to one side, you do the other. 18 divided by 6, and you get 3, and that is your new answer. And if you divide 1.8 and 3, you should be getting 0.6. Okay. One more problem with multiplication now. So you can see multiplication in a problem like 7. So obviously, in this case, it will not be the biggest number because we are not adding nor subtracting, or just subtracting, actually. So we are going to be multiplying these two numbers. So problems like this, when this value is gone, you're going to be multiplying for the value. So all you're going to do is multiply decimals. 0.4 times 2. And like I said, multiplication for decimals as well is probably the easiest thing to do. So all you got to do is just think about it. So ignore the decimal. So 4 times 2 is 8. And how many decimal places are there? 1 because of the 0.4. And this is your new answer. So now let's place it in. And if you do 0.8 divided by 2, you will get 0.4. Lastly, we will be doing building numbers. This is probably the easiest thing to do. So let's go ahead and do number 4. So as you can see, this will have 4 places, and you can clearly see that each number becomes a little replacement if it were to move in. Then the 0.1 would be over right besides 5. Okay, so let's do it. We're going to put 9,200 together, so you get 9, 2, and then we can get rid of 9. And we're going to put 3 in this 200. Okay, so let's put it in right over here. We're going to get rid of that. We can put this 5 in the 30 right here. Get rid of that. And we're going to now put a decimal, and then we're going to place it with the 0.1. And that is your new number. I hope this all made sense. Thank you for listening.